What's up, Rock Church family? It's your boy, Pastor Pete, and I am excited about what God is doing in our church. And I just wanted to spend a couple of moments with you this week to share with you some of the things that are coming up here at the church and the impact that the COVID-19 has had on the church and how we'll be moving forward as a church family. And first of all, let me just say thank you. I'm so thankful for those of you who joined us on Facebook Live this past Sunday. It was incredible. We want to keep reminding you and encouraging you to continue to invite your friends, your family, and your neighbors to join our live broadcast. You have an opportunity to be an evangelist. Yes, an evangelist. You know, an evangelist is someone who proclaims the good news to those who need to hear it. And all of you had an opportunity this past Sunday to be an electronic evangelist. And I want to give props to where props are due to Elder Tony Davis, who came up with that phrase of an evangelist. And so we want to again remind you about joining us for worship on Sundays through Facebook Live, and to again like, share, and continue letting others know in your network, your family, your friends, your neighbors about what we're doing here at the church and the opportunity to join us in worship on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. Well, this coming Sunday is Impact Sunday, and as you all know, or many of you know, Impact Sunday is a time where we actually don't have church and we go into our community and serve. Well, this Sunday we're not going to have church as usual, but you won't have an opportunity to go into the community and serve like we would do traditionally because of the mandates from our governor and our mayor of the shelter in place. And so we want to continue honoring our elected officials, and we want to continue practicing good social distancing so we can again help to flatten the curve, because we love our loved ones, we love the elderly, we love those who have pre-existing conditions, who are really susceptible to this coronavirus. And so we still want to be able to serve the ones we love and serve the ones that we don't know through our Impact Sunday initiative, but the way we'll do that this Sunday will be a little different. So here's what I want you to do for Impact Sunday. This Sunday, here's some ideas that I thought about, and you may have more that you can do and share, but we can still go into our community and serve our community in this way. We can make phone calls. We can make phone calls to people in our church. We can make phone calls to those in our family. And if we have phone numbers of our neighbors, we can even call our neighbors. And when you make those phone calls, just check in with them and to see how they're doing, to see if they need anything. Another thing that we can do to impact our community on this Impact Sunday is grocery shopping for someone, or running an errand for someone, or maybe even picking up takeout for someone on Impact Sunday who doesn't want to go out because for whatever reason that they don't want to be out in crowds. And so why don't you figure out and find out who's in need in your family, who's in need in the church, who's in need in our community, and serve them in that way. And then lastly, another way that we can continue to have an impact in our community is through our care portal, care needs. And so we've gotten 2 requests just this past week with families who are in need right now, who are in the foster system or trying to stay out of the foster system. There is a family who's in need right now, and so we can also, as a church, meet the needs of those families through our care portal ministry. So there are many different ways that we can impact our community and serve our community. And so don't let this coronavirus, don't let the shelter in place keep you from, again, being the church to the world. We also want to remind you that we do have prayer on Mondays, and so we want to encourage you, if you haven't been on or if you missed prayer time, that on Mondays at 6:30 we are doing prayer calls on Zoom. And so we'll send out another reminder this week. We'll remind you in email, we'll remind you on social media, we'll even send a text message if we have to, but we want to give you the updated Zoom information for the days and time and the Zoom number that's going to change. And so be on the lookout in your emails or your social media or on your text message of the upcoming prayer call on Mondays at 6:30. Well, as you know, this is the high season of the church, and I say it every year that Easter is the Super Bowl of the church. And so this year, Easter is going to look a little different. Not just a little different, but it's going to look a lot different this year, Easter and Good Friday. And so let me just talk about Good Friday service for a moment. Good Friday is going to happen, but we're going to do it in a creative way, like we've always done. We've always been creative. We've always been forward thinking. And so this is not going to be anything new for our church when it comes to doing things differently. And so this year on Good Friday, we're going to be working with preachers who are now working on and preparing messages for Good Friday. And we're going to present those Good Friday messages virtually. And so I'm going to be working with preachers from around the city who's going to be sharing in the Good Friday service. So what we want you to do, family, is that we want you to participate in our Good Friday service at 12 noon. 12 noon. Okay, so on Good Friday at 12 noon, we're going to be streaming live our Rock Church Good Friday service. And so we want you to join us on that Good Friday at noon on our Facebook Live feed, but then also we want you to, again, to be an evangelist and share it with your friends, family, and neighbors, those who aren't connected with our church, those who probably would never step foot in the church building, and that's okay. We want to be able to invite them virtually and be a ministry and be a church that loves our world and loves our community virtually. And so you have an opportunity on Good Friday to invite your friends and family, just like you have on Easter Sunday morning service. We're going to, again, do something a little different. So here's what I need you to do to help with Easter. And so, yes, we're going to be having Easter service virtually, but just like we've done in the past, we would like to include the kids this Easter as well. And so for our Easter celebration this year, here's what I'd like for you to do as a church family. I want you to create a testimony video. And we want you to record you and your family giving a testimony in 60 seconds or less, and make sure that the kids are involved with this. And so here's what we want you to do. We want you to answer the question of how has God provided for you during this time, during this coronavirus pandemic, but then also, what does Easter really mean to you this year? And so in 60 seconds or less, we want you to get on video, take your phones, your computers, or whatever device you want to use to record your family giving that testimony. It doesn't have to be professional. You don't have to have the right lighting or the right sound, but we want you to, just record you and your family giving a brief testimony in 60 seconds or less, saying how God has provided for you and your family during this time and what Easter means to you this year. And so when you record that video, we want you to upload that video to a link that we're going to provide in the email. It's going to be a Dropbox link. And so when you upload that video to the Dropbox link, we'll get those videos and we'll edit those videos. We'll make you look good. We'll make you sound good. And we'll combine all these videos from our church family and we'll share those videos on Easter morning. And so I'm kind of excited about what that's going to look like, feel like, and how it's going to come across to the rest of the world. And so put on your Sunday's best, right? Or dress down if you want to, and just record your family just talking about how God has provided for you in this season and what Easter means to you. And we'll share that again on Easter morning for our Facebook Live Resurrection Sunday service. And then lastly, and certainly not least, we just want to remind you that you can still give. All right. Our way of blessing our community, our way of doing the work that God has called us to do is to be able to have resources for the advancement of God's kingdom. And so we want to make sure that we continue tithing and giving of what God has blessed us with. And there are different ways that you can give. You can, of course, give through the Givelify app. And so if you haven't downloaded the app yet, here's a great time to download the Givelify app in the App Store, whether you have an Android phone or an iPhone. You can give on the Givelify app, download the Givelify app, and then search Rock Church Los Angeles and look for the Rock Church, and you can give through the Givelify app. If you want to go to our website at igototherock.org, you can go to the giving page and you can give online. Now, if you haven't created a Givelify account, if you give online through our website, it is going to ask you to create an account, to sign up and create your Givelify account so you can give. You can also give through PayPal. Just use the email address admin, ADMIN, like an administrator, admin at igototherock.org. Use that email address and send your tithes or your offering to that email address through PayPal, and it will go into our tithes and offering account. All right. And then lastly, for those of you that don't want to do the technology, you don't want to do the app, you don't want to go online, all of it sounds confusing, you can just give in the traditional way. You can send in your tithes and offering through mail. And so just make sure you mail it to the church's address. And if you don't know what the church address is offhand, it is the Rock Church, 1613 West 20th Street, Los Angeles, California, 9007. Again, that's the Rock Church at 1613 West 20th Street, Los Angeles, California, 9007. All right, church family, I'm excited for what God is doing in this season. I just want to let you know that we are praying for you. We're thinking about you, and we miss you. We miss you guys, and we cannot wait until we can see you face to face so we can give you just a big hug and just love on you like we've always done. So just remember, the Rock Church is the place where you belong, and I love you, we love you, and there's not a thing in the world you can do about it. All right? Peace.